All right, here we go. I hate this week. Can we just talk about Paris a little more?
My sister's in Paris this whole semester.
Oh, I hate you so much. Paris, any anecdotes, people. All right, here we go.
It's a program that's like not
Trait theory. So last week we talked about trait theories. Who can give me 2 trait theories? We talked about 2 trait theorists. One has 200, one has 15 to 23, the other one has 5 components. Simone, give me one.
It seems like all four.
Allport, and he is the
first one with the 200.
There you go. Who's my second? Starts with a C. Who's my second? Dibs.
Is it like Cattell?
Cattell, and he is 15 to 23. And what is mine that's made up of 5 components that my girl Malai over here was cheating with because she had it on her shirt? What is it, Malai? Ocean. Well, your big factor. Your 5 big factors or whatever. Big factor 5, whatever. I don't even know. Okay? Those are all your trait theories, so when we talk about it. It's important to know that trait theories can be cultural identifiers and they can be used. No surprise that your traits change under different situations. Have you noticed that your nice, kind dispositions change when you're stressed? That you're not so lovely and kind? It was so funny. So last night, obviously, my Pats were playing. I'm a world champion, in case you didn't know. My Pats were playing, and my sophomores were like sending me some like really crappy messages on. On Twitter they were posting some too. On Etsy they were sending some. They were trolling me in the middle of the 3rd quarter. Oh my God, they're just being mean. And then at the end of the game, they're all posting, "Oh my God, everyone gets A's tomorrow." No, they did not get all A's today. Anyway, trait situation. They all thought that because I'm a world champion and my team won last night, that they would get all A's. Is that who I am as a person?
Could be in this situation.
No. They did okay on their BBQs. They did not get A's. All right, so I'm going the wrong way. Go this way. So, behavior genetics is a study that shows heredity and personality. When we look at biology and genetics, we always look at twin studies. Who can raise your hand and tell me why twin studies? Why twin studies? Lee.
Because their DNA is very, very similar.
What type of twins?
Identical twins.
Also known as? Monozygotic twins. Why do we like adoption studies with monozygotic? Why? Malai?
Because they're raised in different environments.
Okay, so that shows us what? What theory do?
Genetics.
Okay, what do we call that? It has a cute little name. It starts with the 2 N's. Who can help her out? Kat. Nature versus nurture. How much of it is genetic? How much of it is environment? It's a perfect example. Sounds good? All right, here we go. So, culture. This is number 1 on your focus, by the way. All right. So, when we look at Hofstede believes every culture is broken down into 4 major components. This is number 1 on your focus. Just kidding, number 2. Just kidding. I knew it was there, so I get points for that. So, the first part of Hofstede's theory is going to be individualism versus collectivism. Now, individualism is the belief that a culture, I'm not talking about specific individuals, I'm talking about that culture of that country. Individual accomplishments are more important than your family's success. What that means is, you grow up in your house, you go pursue your goals, your dreams, you get financially stable, and you raise a family inside your own house. Okay? That is an individualistic culture. Okay? What would be a country that has an individualistic culture? What country? Who, Sophia? The United States. What is another country that has an individualistic culture? The United States has an individualistic culture. People leave their homes and go somewhere else. On your whiteboard, here we go. Give me 2 other countries that have individualistic culture. Give me 2 countries that individual success is more important. Good. Come on.
Wait, what do you mean by individual success?
Like, people leave their parents' households, go and start their own life, and start to care for their family. Good. England, Canada, France. Okay? Australia, I'll take. You'll notice a lot of your Western countries. These are typically Western countries. Now, collectivism is where you, as a child, focus on providing for the family. You are seen as an entity of the family, that you are there to provide for others. Your dreams are not nearly as important as the survival of your family. When we talk about collectivism, we typically have multi-generations of family living in one house. Everyone lives together in order to make it much more affordable for everyone else. Okay? That family is first, individuality is second. You are fulfilling the goals of your family before fulfilling your own goals. Okay? So in collectivism is family is first, individual is second. What would be an example? You can raise your hand and give me an example of a country that's that's collective. What do you got, Milan?
Every Latin American country.
A little more specific. Give me one. Panama works, absolutely. Lee, give me another one.
India.
India is a huge one. Dibs.
China.
China is a huge one. What do you got, Simone?
Greece, like in my big fat Greek wedding.
They're not your typical perfect example of collectivism, but I will take it. Typically, any of you Europeans are going to be more individualistic and stuff like that. On your whiteboard, give me 2 other examples of collectivist countries. Give me 2 other examples of collectivist countries where generations live together, that the family survives more than anything. Perfect. Do you really know much about those countries?
I know a decent amount. Like in very specific ways.
There you go. I got one. All right. We got Africa's not a country.
Just kidding.
We've got Haiti, Brazil, Mexico is a big one, Thailand, Italy is not.
But they'll have all the whole family lives together.
Yes, but they're trying to get out. The cost of living is too high. It's a little bit different. You're lying on the cusp. Most Europeans are individualistic, not collective. Okay? Japan, absolutely collective. South Korea, North Korea, all collective. Okay? Your Asian societies are typically going to be collective.
Well, these are like
Your
their
Latin American are definitely going to be collective. Huh?
It's like they're just their traditional cultures, though.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, your next component is power distance. Now, power distance is the separation of normal people like you and I into the feeling of being able to change our government. Here in America, do we feel like we have power in our government?
Not anymore.
Yes.
That's really not helpful and nor needed. Here in the United States, do we feel like we can make a change in our government? Yes, absolutely. We have people protesting in the streets. We have people who elect officials, correct? We have, if you don't like what's happening, you are more than welcome to put your name, go to the town hall and put your name on a ballot and run for office, absolutely. Here in the United States, we have a low power distance. What a low power distance means is that normal people like you and I feel like we can have an influence and have a say in our government. Okay, so a low power distance is here in the United States. If we don't like something as citizens, we can get together, we can go march, we can protest, we can run for office, we can make those types of changes. A high power distance is when no matter what you do, the government's going to do whatever the government wants to do, and you have no say, no weight. On your whiteboard, give me another country that has a low power distance. Give me one other country with a low power distance. Good, good. Come on, come on, come on. Good. Malay Robe, Canada. Perfect.
Twins.
Low power distance would be Great Britain would be a great one. Low power distance means that people have a say. Okay, on your whiteboard, give me a country that has a high power distance, which means no matter what the citizens do, the government's gonna do whatever. Okay, Mexico, I have a little issue with. First of all, their new prime minister is pretty cute, so I don't think they'd put someone in power just for being cute. So I have an issue with it. I would say moderate distance. There's a lot of corruption. I'd say moderate. All right, Syria, absolutely. They're literally killing each other over trying to get rid of it. North Korea, absolutely, is a high power distance. No one in North Korea is going to change the government. China is a north. Saudi Arabia is a perfect example because they're run by a king. Okay? They don't care. High power distance is going to be that no matter what the normal people want, the ruling classes is going to say and do the same. Is everyone good on that? That makes sense? Okay? Now think about it. If you are a high power distance, what that means is, as a culture, do we feel like we can make change or no?
No.
As a culture in the United States, do we feel that we're somewhat in control of our destiny? Okay, and we're invested. That's why it's important to know. Your third component is masculinity versus femininity. Now, when we talk about masculinity and femininity, we're looking as a culture overall. We describe masculinity as a cultural component as being loud, domineering, very much an authority figure, as in commanding presence on a world stage. When we talk about masculinity, being the decider, essentially, making decisions for everyone and getting people to follow along. On your whiteboard, what would be a perfect example of give me 2 examples of masculine countries that are calling shots, that are having other countries kind of bend to their will a little bit. Good. Give me 2 countries. Good. Okay, I have a problem with North Korea. No one's really dealing with North Korea. We're just trying to keep the clown happy.
But they're trying to assert themselves.
They're trying to, but no one really wants to tilt that tea kettle over because it's about to go. So everyone's kind of like,
They're masculine.
U.S., China,
So it's like the conflict.
they're not though. They're not.
I don't understand
They're a
how
weird
that-
place.
how that,
Okay, I'm confused.
What?
Me too.
Okay, when we look at cultures, we're looking at dominating countries like America, Russia, Germany, England. Their people, their government makes decisions and the world has to hear it and has to deal with it. If Venezuela puts out a doctrine that this is what they're doing, do you think the United States cares?
They have a lot of oil.
Okay. So they're really not. We just don't. Okay, if a country like,
So that would be feminine.
that would be
Oh, so
feminine.
just like followers versus like the leader.
Exactly. So Australia is a feminine up until last week.
I love Australia.
Last week Australia got to go on its world stage and got hung up by Trump. So that's great. So you're going to have masculinity and femininity. Femininity is going to be countries that are strong and silent, that are doing their own things in order to make themselves happy and are less focused on a world stage. Does that make sense? That's feminine. Okay, so on your whiteboard, give me 2 examples of a feminine country. Give me 2 examples of a feminine country. Perfect. Yep. Okay, Yemen right now.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they're kind of doing it.
We both put Burkina Faso.
Good. All right, Chile would be Cuba to a degree. They try to assert their dominance, but not too much. Perfect ones are Netherlands and Sweden. They're kind of just like hanging out. They're like,
Everyone
sure.
likes-
Switzerland, absolutely.
Everyone
Okay.
likes it.
Well, yeah, they're like vanilla. Everyone likes vanilla.
Yeah.
They kind of just do what they want. Even though they're...
Israel. Everyone hates Israel.
Well, Israel is causing a lot of issues. I think you can appreciate that.
Yes, that is not true.
Alright, here we go. Uncertainty avoidance. Okay? Uncertainty avoidance is a culture that believes it will continue to exist and has concrete backing. Just like you and I, we love knowing that we have people who genuinely love us no matter what, yes? That we know that no matter what happens, we'll have people to support us. Uncertainty avoidance is when a country knows that it's going to continue. Now, whatever your political leaning is right now in this very tumultuous atmosphere, political atmosphere, at the end of the day, whether you're pro-Trump or anti-Trump, you know the United States is still going to be here in 10 years, yes? Post any Trump, whether he's 4 years or 8 years, there is still going to be United States of America post-Trump, yes? Okay, that is uncertainty avoidance. We know that we're going to have bumps and bruises, as we do with every president, okay? But at the end of the day, their term will end, and a new president will take that position, correct? Obama had issues. A lot of people hated Obama. Obama's term's over. We now have a new president, and that new president has some strengths and has some weaknesses, just like everyone else, but no more than 8 years, they'll be gone, yes? That's uncertainty avoidance. We know in 10 years, our country will exist, okay? On your whiteboard, give me 2 examples of other countries that know that they will be here in 10 years, that their culture, their identity, their history will be preserved for the next 10 years. Give me 2. Why is everyone talking about Canada? No one cares about Canada, people. All of you
I love
are passionate right now.
This is the first one I thought of.
Germany, Russia, Canada is very popular. England's also very popular as well. Spain. On your whiteboard, what countries do not have uncertainty avoidance? They don't know if their country is going to survive the next 10 years. They do not know if their culture is going to be protected. I need 2 examples. Okay, good.
Literally.
Give me 2 examples. Very good, Michael. Good. I know Saudi Arabia is going to be fine for quite some time. When you own all the money, you're good. All the oil, I mean. Good. All right. So North Korea. I think we can all agree that if someone kills Kim Jong-un, North Korea is going to be radically different, correct? And no one knows what that North Korea. That is uncertainty. Can we agree? That their whole country is literally hinging. Okay? Israel is literally hinging on American support. That if they don't have the support of America, all the other Middle Eastern countries are going to come and invade, and it'll be depleted. If Trump turns his back officially on Israel, which it seems like he's going the opposite way with it, but, you know, tomorrow might be different.
I'm
You are so ride or die for Israel. It's adorable.
Yeah, it's really bad though because sometimes it's blinding, but I'm not gonna get into that.
Okay, so uncertainty avoidance. Now, think about it. If you're living in Syria, North Korea, and stuff like that, is it hard to have confidence in the future? Does that shape how your country reacts and believes and stuff like that? So that's what we're talking about with the 4 basic definitions. There we go. All right, now this is something really hard. I need you all really to focus. An interview is when you have one person talking to another person and asking questions.
I didn't get this.
Wait, you should probably repeat that. I'm not sure I got it.
It is when one person asks another person questions.
Still.
Now, this is where things get wild, ladies and gentlemen. Please listen carefully. If you don't understand this, maybe next year. Okay?
Maybe
Sometimes the questions are scripted. Sometimes they're unscripted.
Wait.
I know. This is just insane. Do we need to take a brain break?
Yes.
This is just getting wild in here. Okay. Interviews. I literally just taught you what an interview was. I hate this week.
I'm an interview tomorrow.
I've won it a week.
Questions would be scripted. They are. I already know they are.
Yeah, you really helped me
Yeah.
out here. You saved
Thanks for
me.
prepping me.
You're welcome. I'm just here to help. All right. So when we talk about interviews, there's a thing called the halo effect. Okay, a halo effect is depending on your thoughts of the person will affect your assessment of the client's behavior and treatment. Now, this just happens to be a super timely event. Last night, Donald Trump sat down with Bill O'Reilly. Did you guys watch? It's like a 3-part thing. Last night was one, tonight's another part, and then tomorrow they have a part they're airing as well.
You tweeted it
In
out.
the interview, Bill O'Reilly said that Putin is a killer. And that he, as a killer, has done terrible things. Donald Trump, President of the United States, said, in America, we have plenty of political figures who are also killers. Yeah, President of the United States. That's kind of scandalous. Whether you're pro-Trump or not, that's pretty scandalous. And Bill O'Reilly said, oh, and then asked another question. Now, as rational human beings, what would be your follow-up question here?
Are you a killer?
Are you a killer? Who are you referring to? Are you talking about state employees? Are you talking about diplomats? Who are you talking about? Bill O'Reilly said, oh,
He's trying to make it more.
no. He literally changed the conversation because he didn't follow up the question. If you are a truly unbiased interviewer, what would you have done? You would have followed the question up, and you would have. Are you done? Because I really like it today. Feel free to go. Okay, so with that being said, you would have just followed up the question and been like, well, what are you talking about? Did you just say state employees are killers? Like, what are you trying to imply about the United States? He didn't ask that. He didn't do any follow-up. So what has happened is that show that he's biased pro-Trump? Hello? Yes, you would have. If I said, well, Michael's a killer, but I know lots of other killers, so it's not a big deal. What is your natural reaction, people? Okay? Same thing has happened on both sides. When Obama, in his last 6 months in office, I think you can agree CNN gave him so many softballs of cushy interviews. Can we agree? Where they're like, oh my God, Obama, you're perfect. You were the greatest president ever. No, Obama had really some big issues. Can we agree? He was really kind of flaky on some of his foreign affairs, and he wasn't really tough on a lot of our home issues as well. He did a lot of great things, can we agree? But there was a lot of issues where he had, and at the end, would we agree that CNN and didn't really hold him accountable to those last couple months? Hello? Absolutely. So halo effect works on both sides, whether you're pro or anti-Trump. Happened to be last night that this whole thing that Putin's a killer, which is eye-catching. Don't you want to know?
He's pro-Trump. Why would he ask?
Because he has to say
Because-
that
Oh,
he's
because
not.
he has to?
Well, they're supposed to be unbiased. They're supposed to be unbiased. But, I mean, he was talking about, he was trying to give, I think, Trump an opportunity to continue to try separating himself from Russia.
Oh,
If you're pro-Trump or anti-Trump, you cannot argue
Yeah,
that there's
yeah.
definitely some sort of Russian entanglement. I think he was trying to give him an opportunity to be very firm anti-Russia. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then it
He
just,
was saying, oh,
it did not go well, and he's been tweeting about it since. It's fine. It's fine. But that's a halo effect. Okay? It goes on both sides. Perfect if you want to see a halo effect every single time there's an interview. Go to E! News and watch them interview celebrities. Oh my God, you're so beautiful. Oh my God, you're so beautiful. No, you were just so great. No, you're so great. Oh my God. Oh, what a great interview. Ryan Seacrest, when he interviews celebrities on his TV show, they don't say anything. They literally don't say anything. He'll talk about, oh, we have this celebrity coming up in 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, and then they're on for 2 seconds and they say nothing. Can you agree? It's so annoying. I hate Ryan Seacrest, by the way. Fun fact. Okay? But they're all just playing and they're not asking hard questions. I think we could all agree there should have been a follow-up question to the killer thing, correct? There should have been follow-up and holding Obama accountable as he was leaving office, talking about some of the hardships. If you could have done things different, what would you have done? Those are just reflective questions that should have been asked. Halo effect is, oh my God, I think you're great. Let's not make you look bad. Yes? All right. And I'm going to stop there because we start projective tests tomorrow. Perfect.